In this video, I'll be comparing an authentic Thai New Face Violet Teddy against a couple of counterfeit New Face Violet Teddies. On the right is the original authentic Thai. It's the facial features on is typical New Face Teddy, where you got the chubby cheeks and the V that comes down on the nose here. The counterfeits, the two counterfeits on the left, are a slight variation color of the authentic. You've got the one in the middle that's a little bit different, a little bit darker violet color than the original, and then the one on the left is a lighter color. Might be a little tough to see in the video, but when you put them side by side, you can definitely see the difference. One of the other things I noticed right away are the color of ribbons that these bears come with. The original New Face Violet Teddy comes with a dark green, kind of a thin ribbon, and it's satin on both sides. This is the same color ribbon that comes on the New Face Cranberry Teddy. When I compare that ribbon against the other two, the one in the middle is a totally different green color. It's a wider type of a ribbon, and it's satin on one side and kind of a dull on the other side. So when I compare the two together, you can definitely see that they are different colors and different widths. Now the other counterfeit, when I compare that against the original, this is more like a blue ribbon, and it's wider, satin on one side, and kind of a dull on the other side. So when I compare the two here, you can definitely see there's a big difference. The other thing that I notice on the two counterfeits are the way the faces are done here. This was the teddy that was in the middle. That's a darker purple. It's almost like a flannel type of material. It's very smooth and soft, but it's not a typical Thai fabric. The other counterfeit is a little bit longer nap, but it's very rough when you go up against it. And then of course you've got the facial features of these bears. They're different. They're not as well made. The faces protrude out a little more than the original. Let's just see if I can do a little bit of a comparison here. Just a little bit different the way the facial features are. But the fabric and the ribbon alone are things that are a dead giveaway as to when you see a counterfeit. Now, when I compare the tags, the New Face Teddies did come with either a second generation or a third generation swing tag. The authentic, kind of a beat up tag here, but when I compare the inside between the one of the counterfeits here, there's a big difference. Let's see if I can get these tags to go. Kind of hard to wrestle with these tags. Okay, there. The counterfeit is on the bottom here, and you can definitely see that it's a different font than the original. You can take a look at the printing's a little lighter. One big telltale sign I see right here is the dye that comes through. It bleeds through from the red, comes in the middle. It looks like the hole punches are farther apart than the original. And one of the biggest things that I always look for on this particular version tag, because this one's a little bit different than the authentic, because second gens came in several different version tags, but the counterfeit right here, it says Thai UK Ltd. When you see a capital Ltd, that's all counterfeits came with a capital Ltd. The original authentic tags did not have all caps. It came with just a capital L, a small T, and a small D. Let's check the back here. See what we have. Not much difference, but possibly size and maybe coloring. Not a whole heck of a lot. Now, when I look at the tush tag on the originals, they only came with a 1993 black and white tush tag. And a lot of times on the counterfeits, you'll see a black and white tush tag. Let's check, let's see what these counterfeits have. Yes, this is a 1993, but I automatically see that there's some punctuation missing on this counterfeit. After the word Thai ink, there's supposed to be a period, comma, And this particular counterfeit tag does not have that. So when I compare that against the original, let's see if I can get these up here. The original will have a period, comma after it. You can see that there's a little bit of size difference and possibly a little bit of spacing difference on these, but the punctuation for sure is the first thing that I noticed. Now let's take a look at the second counterfeit. This tush tag looks like the punctuation is there, however there is 2 periods after the word Thai ink versus a period, comma. And it looks like this font is just slightly different than the other. So just to recap on the counterfeits, the first thing that you really look for on the counterfeits are the colors of them. The authentic is on the right here. You look at the facial features as well as the ribbons. The color ribbons are a big deal that came with these new Face Teddies. The new Face Violet came with a dark green skinny ribbon that satin on both sides. The counterfeits came with a wider ribbons, variation of different colors, as well as it's satin on one side and kind of dull on the other side. The swing tags that can come on these new Face Teddies are either a 2nd generation or a 3rd generation swing tag. One thing I wanted to make a comment about is the style numbers on these colored teddies. The 5 new Face colored teddies can have a variation of different style numbers because every single teddy tag says Teddy inside, and the factory workers didn't realize that the style numbers were corresponding to different colors. So all they did is take the teddy tags and just started tagging all the different colored teddies. So they're accepted out in the market if they're mistagged. However, the new Face Brown and Old Face Brown teddies, they only came with their specific style number. That particular teddy tag did not come on the other colored teddies. Also, the new Face Violet only came with a 1993 copyright date on the tush, as well as it only came as a black and white tush tag. Sometimes you will see the counterfeit teddies coming with a 1995 copyright date, and sometimes you'll see it come with a red and white and maybe even a totally different red and white tush tag. Just keep that in mind that originals only came with black and white tush tag and 1993 copyright date.